A multi-million-dollar donation was pulled from the Amarillo Vet School. Why a former mayor withdrew the gift in just a moment. Plus, access to water in the canyon is about to get a little easier. Details on the additions, a few hiking trails next.
And again, we are seeing a pretty warm but pleasant start to the day. I'll have your full forecast coming up in just a little bit.
Live from your local news leader, KAMR Local 4's Today in Amarillo in high definition starts now.
Good Thursday morning. It is September 13th. I'm Maggie Glenn in for Angelina Perez. Thanks for waking up to Today in Amarillo. More on those stories coming up in just a bit, but first, let's look at your forecast with meteorologist Brittany Trumpy. Hey, Brittany.
Hi, Maggie. Right now we are seeing, again, a little bit of a warm start to the day, but pleasant overall. If we take a live look outside, you can see the city is all beautifully lit up. We're sitting at about 63 degrees right now, mostly clear skies, just a couple of clouds hanging out. We also have some really nice wind out of the south at about 10 miles per hour. We're going to see a breezy day ahead, but right now we're seeing temperatures in pretty much the low 60s throughout the region, about 57 in Clayton. But other than that, everybody is down into the 60s. For your bus stop forecast, again, by 7 a.m., we're going to see that low temperature of about 72 degrees. Lots of sunshine throughout the afternoon. Daytime high all the way up to about 90 degrees. I'll have the full forecast coming up in just a little bit, but for right now, I will send it back to you, Maggie.
Brittany, thank you. According to Texas Tech's president, former Amarillo Mayor Jerry Hodge pulled a multi-million-dollar donation from the Amarillo Vet School. According to our sister station in Lubbock, Texas, Texas Tech President Lawrence Chovanec talked about the loss during an appearance on KFYO radio. He says that Hodge withdrew the $10 million proposed gift in an email to a Texas Tech Vice Chancellor for development. According to Chovanec, the email says in part, quote, "It is not the institutions, it is the people running both Texas Tech, the 5 regions, and A&M leadership. That is the reason we are upset." Chovanec says Hodge is still very supportive of the vet school, but that he said he's not prepared to give the gift at this time. For the president's full interview, you can head over to myhighplains.com. The funeral for Botham Jean, the 26-year-old who was shot and killed by a Dallas police officer in his own apartment last week, will be held today. Botham Jean was shot and killed in his own apartment by off-duty Dallas police officer Amber Geiger last Thursday. Right now, it is not clear what led up to the incident, but Geiger has claimed she mistook Jean's apartment for her own. Geiger was later arrested and was charged with manslaughter. John was originally from the Caribbean island of St. Lucia. His viewing and funeral will take place today at the Dallas West Church of Christ. People in the Carolinas are preparing for Hurricane Florence to hit in a matter of days, potentially having catastrophic impacts. Hurricane Florence has been downgraded to a Category 2 storm, but it is still prompted to bringing heavy rain and dangerous winds to the Carolinas. The entire coast of South Carolina is under a mandatory evacuation, as well as a lot of the North Carolina coast. People are preparing for the potentially devastating storm by boarding up houses and getting out of town. Eerily deserted streets and buildings could be seen up and down the coast. Tropical storm Olivia has made landfall over Hawaii. The storm made landfall over West Maui on Wednesday morning before moving over Lanai. The storm lashed parts of Maui County, triggering torrential rains in some areas, closing roads and causing power outages. As of 10 a.m. local time, about 2,000 customers were without power in upcountry Maui, and 100 had lost power in parts of Molokai. The storm was still packing winds near 45 miles per hour as of 11 a.m. and moving west at about 15 miles per hour. Tropical storm Olivia is the first tropical cyclone to make landfall on Maui in modern history. The FDA is warning of what they say has become an epidemic among American teens. It's cracking down on Juul and other manufacturers, telling them, come up with a better plan to keep them out of the hands of minors, or the flavored products will be banned. The FDA sent out a warning to retailers, giving them an ultimatum. The warning says they have 60 days to show that they can keep nicotine products out of the hands of underage users or face a possible ban on all flavored e-cigarettes. The makers of Juul say they will work with the FDA. Back here on the High Plains, a few good men in blue are being rewarded for their hard work. That's in today's Good News. 4 Amarillo police officers are now corporals. They are Logan McFarland, Jeremiah Hopper, John Nicholson, and Robert Carell.
A process where they had to study our criminal laws, our traffic laws, our department policies and regulations, and there were some books on leadership and some other things that they had to read to prepare for this, and these were the 4 top candidates.
The promotions for all 4 went into effect yesterday. From the 806 to Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza, a local chef will be on the Today Show. Celebrity chef Trey Wilcox will make his 2nd appearance on the National Morning Show. He's a consulting chef at the Amarillo Club. If you'd like to see him in action, just stay tuned after Today in Amarillo. You can see him between 8 and 9 this morning. Wilcox will be back at the Amarillo Club in October for the Taste 3 event. Hikers at Peladura Canyon will soon have access to water stations on their trails. Phillips 66 is giving a $17,000 grant to the Texas Park and Wildlife Foundation. The grant will help fund the installation of 7 water bottle filling stations at various trailheads throughout the park. The new water stations can help prevent heat-related illness for the more than 350,000 guests who visit the canyon every year. It's now 6:05, and it's time to take a look at your weather with meteorologist Brittany Trumpy. Good morning, Brittany.
Good morning, Maggie. Right now we are seeing a little bit of a warm and humid start to the day. Humidity is up to about 90% right now, and our normal high, or our normal low, about 58 degrees. We are well above that. Right now we're looking at about 63 degrees. Again, mostly clear skies, just a couple of clouds hanging out. We do have some nice breezy conditions. Winds right now are out of the south at about 15 miles per hour, but they're gusting up to about 15 or 16 or 17 miles per hour, so it's helping to make you feel just a little bit cooler as you're heading out the door. For your current temperatures throughout the region, again, about 67 degrees in Clarendon, 68 down towards Childress. Hereford looking at about 65 degrees. Cooler up towards Clayton. They're looking at temperatures about 57 degrees right now, 67 as you head out towards Tucumcari. For your national temperatures, we are kind of in the middle of the pack as far as our temperatures right now. We're seeing temperatures about 63 degrees, pretty similar conditions all the way up towards Pierre and Kansas. Same goes for Chicago. A little warmer down towards the Gulf Coast. Miami, they're looking at about 81 degrees right now. For your ag forecast for today, we're going to see drying potential in the very high category once again. Like I mentioned, morning humidity is going to drop off throughout the afternoon, dropping down to about 34% during the afternoon when we see lots of that sunshine and clear conditions. For future sky forecast, again, we do see a little bit of a surface trough develop, but we're not going to see too much in the way of showers or anything as we don't have enough moisture in the region. Looking at tomorrow morning, we're going to see another mild start to the day. Temperatures in the 60s once again. A little more clouds hanging out about down towards Hereford and Tulia, but other than that, a pretty great start to your day. For your 7-day forecast again today, daytime high all the way up to about 90. It's going to be hot and sunny, but we are going to see those nice breezy conditions, so it's going to make it feel just a little cooler. Looking towards the weekend, a couple of clouds start to push in, and then we see a chance for some showers on Sunday. But all in all, a pretty great week ahead. Make sure you head over to myhighplains.com. You can check out your 7-day forecast and even look at the interactive radar anytime you guys need it. Right now it's 63 degrees outside, and I will send it over to you, Maggie.
Brittany, thank you. It's now 6:07. Still ahead, we're headed to the kitchen for another one of Chef Rocky's delicious recipes. He'll be making breakfast tacos after this.